Thank you so much for joining us today on Street Talk. I'm your host, Loretta Rose. Thank you for joining us. We have a very special guest today. She is a fitness coach, inspirational speaker, author, and mother. She has a new book that is going to be pretty heavy, and it has a very inspirational twist to it. You got to stay tuned so you can find out more. Today, our special guest is Tamika Nicole Ingram. Stay tuned. It's Street Talk. You're watching it here on the cable TV. Thank you again for joining us today here on Street Talk. As I promised, we have a very special guest from our local area, and she has a new book out, and it is called I Kill Her So She Can Live. Wow. And I know you all are wondering what happened. Oh yeah, it's pretty heavy, but it has an inspirational twist with it as well. Welcome to today's show. Please help me welcome Tamika Nicole Ingram. Thank you for being on today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
And her energy is very electric, okay? So you're going to feel that vibe coming through the television because she is just full of energy. You're like sunshine.
Thank you.
You're so beautiful. Well, first of all, you live in this local area?
Yes.
Okay. So you reside here and you're a mother and now an author.
Yes.
Might I add, you have been acknowledged as a best-selling author.
Yes.
Well, tell me about that experience.
I was super excited when I found out. I wanted to be a best-selling author. I visioned that I was a best-selling author. God told me that I was going to be a best-selling author. So when I found out the day before my birthday that it hit #1, I was like, so excited. So yes, it really means everything to me. Seriously, it does.
Wow.
I'm super happy.
Wow. So I Kill Her So She Can Live is the title of the book. And you know, I'm just trying to cut through the chase and get right into it because that's what they want. The streets been talking about it. So that's why you're on here, to fulfill the question that the streets want to know.
Yes.
So I want to say congratulations again too, because you got this wonderful book signing that's taking place.
Yes.
And I know you super excited about that.
Super excited. Yes.
Wow.
It's
So
dope.
I know it is. So what is it that sparked you to put your life experience in this book? Because this book is based on life experience.
Yes, it is.
Of Tamika. Wow. Because someone asked me when I told them I was going to have you on the show, they said, is it fiction or nonfiction? They said, is it, real?
It's real.
It's real.
It's
like,
real,
as far
real.
as I heard, yes. And so I read some of it last night and I was like, oh my goodness. Wow. What an awesome story.
Thank you.
To share that. Why was it so important for you to put this in the book?
Because I really, really want to be a vessel for God to set a lot of people free, millions of people free, because it is so refreshing to be free and to not be held down and held captive by your past, by your experiences, by hurt, by trauma, by letdowns and low self-esteem. It's just so many things that keep you down, keep you from really being happy. We pretend to be happy. We have this temporary happiness for social media, but you are really toe up inside. And so I felt like to be transparent as a woman of God, to be transparent and let people know the real raw version of what I had to go through. Yeah, I believe that it'll encourage a lot of people that if I can do it, you can do it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I love that what you said, because a lot of time people don't know how to be real.
Yes.
they'll mask it up. They'll try to cover it up. They'll try to shout over it. But the issue is still there.
Still there.
And you're not free until you deal with the root of the issue.
And it's you.
Ooh. And so that's what you share in your book. And I think a lot of time people miss the mark because they're pointing the finger at somebody else and never really think about, okay, what can I do? How can I change? Wow, 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 wow. Oh my gosh. This book, I Kill Her So She Can Live. Now, I'm not going to tell you all everything in the book because we want you to get the book.
Absolutely. You got to get the book.
You know, and hear it. Read the book and hear it. This is like a story, like a movie. This is like a movie. Tell us, how did you move from where you were to get to this point where you are now, though?
So that's where I wrote in the final chapter. It's called Flatline. That is the final chapter. I had to figure out a plan to pull the plug on her because she loves to be in control. She loves to dictate, and she has too many feelings and too many emotions.
So who is she?
She, you, your flesh, me.
Okay.
You know, this body here that's gonna die, and we pay more. And I realized that I paid more attention to this body that's short-lived versus my spirit that's for eternity, that's gonna live forever and ever. But this flesh, honey,
it's something up.
And I had to outsmart her because I got sick of her. Like 1 minute I'm up, 1 minute I'm down, 1 minute I'm crying, 1 minute I'm smiling, 1 minute I'm in this relationship, 1 minute I'm like, girl, you're doing too much. You know? So I had to really think of a plan to defeat her seriously because I really want to live happily and not fake like I'm happy, not pretend to be something that I'm not. So that's why I wrote chapter 9, Flatline, and I lay out every single detail on how you can kill you, because we are best friends with ourselves. Self-love is the best love. It is not.
That's good.
It is not.
That's good.
You can't trust you. And I had to realize that I can't trust me. You got to go. And I just need you to move the way I tell you to move. You know, the she in me. I need to tell you how to move. You don't tell me how to move. You know what I mean? If we going on a fast, you're not eating me. You ain't eating it. You know? We're not going to be mad today. We're going to smile today. You have to.
That flesh want to take over.
Yes. So that's it's very important that I laid it down. I put scriptures in it. I still put my story behind it. Made it real transparent how to defeat you, because we're our worst enemy. It's not nobody else. It's not, well, if you would have did this to me, then I would have never. No, it's you.
Wow.
And we have to realize.
I'm so proud of you. You know, it's a lot of time people don't want to let go, though.
No.
They want to hold on to it.
Yeah.
They just want to hold on. But you're not going anywhere if you keep holding on.
Nowhere.
You're going to keep experiencing the same thing. It's like a cycle. But they don't want to let go. But look, see, you have to read the book and hear the whole story to see the glory, that how she obtained this glory that she's experiencing, this freedom she's experiencing. You said something when we had a conversation, because I usually like to, do a pre-interview with my guests before I interview them. And you said something that was very profound, to the effect that some people would rather suffocate themselves than to be free.
Yes.
I was like, wow.
Because ultimately, the life of sin is ultimately death. And it's not just like sin like people. I'm not talking about just doing drugs and having sex. I'm talking about when you're unhappy, when you have so much going on in your life, it suffocates you, you know? And we'd rather sit and slowly, like it's like a bag on your face and it's just pulling tighter and tighter, and you'd rather just sit there and suffocate than to pop a hole in the bag and be free. That's what you want. But you don't know how, or it's hard, it's a struggle. So I wanted, in the book, I wanted to talk about everything I've been through and everything that molded and shaped me to be her. And then I wanted to, she got to go.
Wow, wow.
She got to go.
That is amazing. And now you are living a life of freedom.
Yes.
And sharing it and wanting to encourage others.
Yes.
Wow. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the defining moments that led her from the old Tamika to the new. Talking about some surrendering. She's going to tell you all about it. That was very defining for her. Stay tuned. It's Street Talk with Loretta Rose. You're watching it here on Beam TV.
Girl.
Hey, she gonna call you back.
Okay.
You got the phone.
Okay, but I'm talking to my sister right now. She's
Okay,
trying to tell me
but she
something
gonna
that
get out
happened.
the phone. Call you back right now.
Okay, let me call you.
Why you keep on doing this shit?
Doing what? I ain't doing shit. We talking on the goddamn phone.
You know what, Tamika? You got me f***ed up. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this marriage with your ass. You know what? You gotta get the f*** out.
You see me calling you.
I did, but I was gonna call you right back. Like,
First of all, call me right back for what? Who you talking to?
Tiana, I was gonna call.
Who you talking to, Tamika? Who you
That was
talking to?
Robert on the phone.
You really gonna sit out here in the car and ignore my phone call to talk to this nigga?
But we weren't talking. No, I wasn't saying it like that.
How you saying it?
What I'm saying was,
How you
I was
saying
gonna
it?
call you
How
right
you
back.
saying it? So you gonna call me right back? That what you saying?
I was literally gonna call you right back.
All right. Call me right back. Okay.
Why you doing that?
Call me right back. Call me right back.
Oh my God, babe.
Oh.
Oh my God. You can do like, you want to go snorkeling for excursion, or do you want to do scuba diving, parasailing? It's so much stuff. Oh my gosh, you're gonna have a good time. What you want to do?
Man, we gotta talk. Cause I don't think I can do this no more. Like, I don't even want to be gay no more.
Thank you again for joining us today. We are talking with best-selling author Tamika Nicole Ingram with her book, I Kill Her So She Can Live. Wow. So we're giving you bites of her story, and she has it all in her book. And before we went to the break, we were talking about, surrendering. But before we talk about that, I want to help the community and the people to know a little bit more about some of the things that you have overcame. You've overcame a lot of things in life. And one of them, you've experienced abusive relationship.
Yes.
So how did you get free from that? Because the reason I say that, because we have a lot of women that don't understand the power that is within them, and they don't know how to move. It's like they're stuck. but I want your testimony to help free them, if you can.
Ask me the first question again.
How did you overcome that, an abusive relationship?
Abusive relationship? See, the thing is, when I was in an abusive marriage, I didn't just come out of my abusive marriage. I went to a lesbian marriage.
Wow.
So, because I was experiencing physical abuse, emotional abuse in my marriage, it kind of shaped me to be a different person. So when I went from that, I didn't just get out of that, I went to a female.
Wow.
So when I went to a female, I started getting the love and the comfort, encouragement, support, everything that I've never gotten, I got from her. So I found myself trapped, which is one of the chapters in my book.
Wow.
I found myself trapped in a lesbian relationship
Wow.
because it felt so good to her, you know?
To her.
It felt so good to me at that time. So it wasn't until I got out of that relationship and I had to face her, which is another chapter in the book, I had to face me.
Wow.
And so that is how I started overcoming all of the things I've been through. I've been through family hurt, you know, abusive marriage, lesbian relationship, deceit, anger, lust. I had so much, but I had to face it all first.
Wow.
So you can't overcome something until you face it. You have
That's
to
good.
look in the mirror at you, and you have to be real with you.
With you.
And you have to say, okay, why am I this way? Why am I this
that's
way?
good, Tamika.
That has nothing to do
Praise
with
God.
nobody else.
Praise
Why am I so hurt? Why do I keep falling for the same
Same
traps? Why do I keep, you know, and answer the question for real. Be real. And I had to go all the way back to when I was like 11, when I was, I think it was like 8 or 11, you know, when I was almost raped by my mother's, I think it was my mother's first husband or second, because that was my dad, her second marriage. Okay. And so that shaped me, but I didn't realize it shaped me because I was young.
You were young.
And so as I grew up, I kind of like suppressed it, and that was just suppressed for years. And so when I had to face me, I had to go back to where it started.
Where it started. Oh my God.
That's where it started. So it started from there, and then on top of that, on top of that, on top of that, on top of that, on top of that. And so I realized, girl, you're a jacked up individual, you know?
Wow.
So yeah,
wow.
that's how I got to flatline. I had to face me first, and then I had to say, you know what, God, I need you.
Yes.
Because I am tore up. And I'm no good for nobody. I'm not even good for myself right now. Like, I could go to church, like you said, I could shout, you know, I could listen to sermon after sermon after sermon, and it gives you that energy for the moment.
And for the moment.
And you amped up, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But when that goes away, you still got to
deal with the reality of the issue.
Yeah.
The issue.
And so I had to surrender it all to God.
Praise
but the
God.
only way I could maintain my freedom or achieve my freedom is if I surrender it all to God for real and be real. Nobody else is in the room. You know, I just got on my knees and cried.
You know, you're making me want to just jump up and shout because you're preaching to you really are. Your story is ministering to someone else that is probably at that crossroad. And sometimes people don't know how to move from where they are to where they need to be. But you said key thing, you had to cry out to God and surrender. Tell us about the process of surrender and what did you do? Because you put that in the book. You even said the prayer, girl.
Yes, honey. I got on my floor, closed, because my son was in my home with me, and I didn't want him to be like, "Are you okay?" You know, all that. Closed the door. Long story short, and I got to myself naked before God. You know, you got to get naked. Just let him have it all. And so I got on my knees and just like, God, you gotta just, you know, I cried out to him like, take this away from me. I really want to see the plan that you have for me. I really want you to help me to see that I am a queen. Help me to understand that I am powerful. you know, teach me your ways. I want to let go of this anger. I want to release. I'm releasing it all the hurt, all the pain. I released it all, like everything I could think of that I knew affected me, even if it was 1%, even if it was 2%.
Yes.
Like, I want a better relationship with my father. Whatever it was that I wanted that was hurting me, that was hindering me, I let it out.
Wow.
And it was like a weight, you know, lifted off of me because I was able to get it out. And sometimes it's not about calling your friends and venting to them, because that don't make you feel better at the end of the day. I just needed to get it off of me. And once I surrendered, that is the first step of killing off of everything that is holding you down.
Wow.
So once I did that, you know, she's still there. You know what I'm saying? She still can book. She still is dealing with the hurt, but you're releasing it to God. So now I got to put a plan in action. You know, like premeditated murder. I got to kill you. And I got to do it with a plan because you think you're smart. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Talking about a plan. And so that's what you put into action.
Yes. You got to put it in action.
And God will give you the strategy. And so I commend you for following through, because sometimes you get your answer, but are you going to follow through? And now you are on this side.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? And now you're empowering other women.
Yes.
And I love how when you went to seek God for the queen that you knew you were, but you just wasn't seeing it and experience it the way that you knew you deserved.
Right.
But when you gave it to him, and God, he revealed and showed you all that you are. Even author. And I know you didn't even never expected that. Look at God. And so many other things. You have to just stay tuned to her story and what's coming, because I know greater is coming.
I received that.
Greater is coming. I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
We're going to take a final break. When we come back, we're going to allow Tamika to share from her heart to encourage others. Stay tuned. We're so proud of her. I kill her so she can live. Is she in the way, or is he in the way of who you really are called to be? You need to do some soul searching. After today's show, I hope you be inspired to tap into the greatness that is within you. It's Street Talk with Loretta Rose. You're watching it here on Beam TV.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Thank you again for tuning in to today's show. We're about to wrap up today's show with Tamika Nicole Ingram, best-selling author. Now, I just turned to the page, 130. Letter to Kings and Queens.
Yes.
Give me a brief synopsis about what that is about.
I wanted to close my book out with an inspirational letter to all kings and queens, to let them know that they are powerful, they are anointed, they are blessed, they are prosperous, and to hold your head up and live like the king and queen that you are. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, we have some viewers that are watching. They may want to know, how can they get the book? For those that didn't make it or not able to attend your book signings, how can people get the book?
You can go to Amazon.com and type in "I killed her so she can live," or you can type in Tamika Ingram and the book is going to come right up, or you can go to Facebook and DM me, Tamika Nicole, and I will deliver your book to you. I will meet you and put the book in your hand the same day you hit me up. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're just so amazing.
Thank you.
Wow. Have you always been full of a burst of energy like this?
Yeah.
Wow. I am so proud of you. Now, those that are watching you, they're probably thinking you're like a teenager or young 20. She'll take that, but she's the 3-0, right?
The 3-0. Yes.
She's the 3-0.
Yes.
And she wears it well. She wears it well.
You're wearing it well too.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Tamika. So this is what you get when you meet Tamika. She is what you see. She's free. And this is a beautiful place. And the only way you can obtain this type of freedom and be your best self is through the way she went about it. She surrendered to God and wanted His way and plans for her life. And when I tell you God is doing some amazing things in her life, we're just not going to share it all here today. But God is doing some amazing things. But it was only, she was able to receive this when she properly aligned with His plan and purpose.
Absolutely.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. It is.
And if you don't get anything else, when you read this book, you're going to find there is another way. You don't have to stay trapped. Is that what it is? In the book, she talks about trap. You don't have to stay trapped. You don't have to. I love that. So as we get ready to close out, tell them again how they can contact you, because I want to make sure they get it.
You can contact me on Facebook. You can also send me a message on Instagram, Tamika Nicole, TamikaNicole on Instagram. Also on Facebook, just Tamika Nicole. Send me a message and I will also respond back to you and get your book in your hands. You also can go to Amazon again and type in I Killed Her So She Can Live. Get your copy today. Okay?
All right. Well, as we get ready to close out, I would like for you to do the closing.
Okay.
And I would like for you to speak to other young ladies that may be where the old Tamika used to be.
Okay.
And they feel trapped. And they want better. They want to move, but they feel like there's no way. And it's because of what they're conditioned to seeing and feeling. Kind of like something that you went through. But it's so many it's even men out there experiencing a feeling like they're in a place of being trapped as well. So I want to allow you to close out and speak from your heart to them to encourage them.
Okay, so hello, kings and queens. Listen, I want to encourage you that no matter where you are in your life, there is a way out. And I want to let you know that you hold the key to your freedom. Faith is the key. Prayer is the key and faith unlocks the door. So as long as you believe that you can be free, and as long as you are willing to let go and release everything that you know that is on the inside of you, you can definitely be free. You may need to disconnect from a lot of things that's holding you hostage to your purpose, because the ultimate goal that you really want deep down inside is to live your purpose and to see this best life that God has for you. And I'm not just saying financially, but I'm talking about prosperity. Your peace of mind is everything. So give it to God, surrender to God, get by yourself, do this thing, you and God, nobody else but you and God. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Nobody else can help you get from this place but your faith in God. It is your faith that moves God. And as long as you believe it, you can definitely achieve it.
Wow. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Standing ovation. That is beautiful. I hope you heard what this woman of God just said. You and God can do this. Oh my God. I pray that today's show will save someone's life, will help someone to resurrect their future, because there is another way. And it's not over. If you are listening or if you're breathing, there is still hope. And I know this story, Tamika's story, her being transparent about her life experience. Yes, this is her life experience. Sometimes we can't reach people when they don't see a connection or they don't see an identity in what you're saying. I mean, there are so many people that may be in this, may not be exactly this, but something similar to it. And what she wanted the viewers and the readers to get is to know that there is a way of escape. And so this is what we're seeing. This is the product of it. This is the product of it. And it's beautiful. So thank you again.
Thank you so
many
much
more
Thank
blessings. You were a wonderful guest.
Thank
So
you.
inspirational too. Well, as we get ready to close out, we want to thank you again for tuning in to today's show. I love it how she just came on and shared her life story, and she turned it into a book. And I believe it will be turned into some other things as well.
Hallelujah.
So be inspired by this, support it. Again, she's local if you want to get the book. And sometimes you have to disconnect from what you're used to seeing in order to get something new. I hope you heard what she said. You've been watching Street Talk with Loretta Rose here on Cable TV.